by the First Methodist Church. Join the Sunday service at First Methodist this coming Sunday with Brother Kevin Otto as their pastor. Sunday school starts at 9 a.m. and the worship starts at 10 a.m. Again, the starting lineup sponsored by First Methodist Church. Here is the starting lineup tonight for the Bulldogs. Leading off at second base would be Mannix Martinez. Sam Watson in the two-hole. He's at shortstop. Kel Preston bats third. He's in left field. Brick Soap is the cleanup hitter, and he will be behind the plate. Cade Moore batting fifth. He's the starting pitcher tonight for Carthage. Cade Ross will bat sixth. He's at first base. Caden Ritter in center field. River Leach bats eighth. He'll be the third baseman, and Blayton Legrone will be in right field. So once again, the Bulldog lineup. We do not have a designated hitter tonight. Martinez, Watson, and Preston, the top third of the Carthage order. Soap, Moore, and Ross, the middle third. Ritter, Leach, and Legrone, the bottom third of the order for the Carthage Bulldogs, who come in with a record for the season of 8-1. But in district play, they are undefeated at 5-0 and tied for first place with Spring Hill. Now for the Gilmer Buckeyes, leading off at second base is Aiden Vineyard. Klein Lindsay bats second. He's the starting pitcher. Ryder Lang is at third base, batting third. Dylan Griffin behind the plate hits cleanup. Chevy Edwards will be in left field. Zach Turner at shortstop. Aiden Davis at first base. Brendan Darnell will be in center field, and Tay Horn will be the right fielder for the Gilmer Buckeyes, who are 10-6 for the season, and they are 3-2 in District 16 4A. So let's go over that Gilmer lineup one more time. Vineyard, Lindsay, and Lang, the top third. Griffin, Edwards, and Turner, the middle third. Davis, Darnell, and Horn, the bottom third of the order for Gilmer. Again, coming to you live from Matt Kemp Sports Complex. And the sports complex includes the baseball field and the softball field, which is immediately to our right. It's sort of, let's see, this would be southeast of the baseball field. And looking straight ahead, we've got the anthem coming up, and we'll be back after this 2-minute break. 2 minutes, and we'll return. All right, we're back here at the Matt Kemp Sports Complex. Just finished the national anthem, and we're getting ready for baseball. The weather here, not a cloud in the sky. And let's see if I can get that temp for you here. Okay, in Gilmer, Texas, it's 82 degrees right now. The UV index, in case you're interested, is 0. The wind at 2 miles per hour So practically no wind tonight to contend with. And again, the temp is 82. Perfect night for baseball. Beautiful night for baseball. And remember that this Friday, so 3 nights from tonight, we'll be at home to face the Gilmer Buckeyes. Remember, we're in District 16 4A. That's an 8-team district. And so you play 7 teams, the other 7 teams in district action, and you play them twice in a week. So last week we played Chapel Hill twice. The week before it was Cumberland Academy twice. This week it's going to be Gilmer twice. Next week it'll be Spring Hill twice. All right, leading off for the Bulldogs is going to be Maddox Martinez, the second baseman. Martinez, a right-handed hitter. And he's facing Dylan Griffin, a right-handed pitcher for the Gilmer Buckeyes. Griffin comes with the first pitch. This one hit well to left field. Left fielder going back. He is there, going over toward his right, and one hands it for out number 1. So Martinez swinging on the first pitch, flies out to left. And that'll bring up Sam Watson, the left-handed hitting shortstop for the Bulldogs. Watson, the leading hitter for Carthage last year, average-wise. Played for the most part in the outfield last year, but he's the shortstop this season. Dylan Davenport, who played quite a bit at shortstop last year for the Dogs, graduated. Here's the pitch to Watson, a little bit outside for ball 1. All right, Griffin with the 1-0, and that's in there for a strike. 1-1 the count. They do not put the pitch count here up on the board, I don't believe, so we'll try to keep up with it here in the scorebook. 1-1 the count to Watson. And this one is hit to center field. Center fielder takes a couple of steps to his right and makes the catch for out number 2. All right, Cale Preston, the batter now, left-handed hitter. Left fielder, outstanding speed, and an outstanding bunter, too. Third baseman, Gilmer knows that he can put down the bunt. Third baseman in on the grass at third base. This pitch is hit into left center field. Center fielder over to his right and makes the catch. And so the Bulldogs go down 1-2-3 on 5 pitches. 5 pitches in the top half of the first inning for Griffin. You can't beat that if you're a Gilmer fan. And so we go to the bottom of the first. No score here in Gilmer. We'll be back after this 2-minute break.
Tradition since 1980. Juicy hamburgers, serving up the freshest, juiciest burgers in and Juicy Dinner Ride is legendary. From our hand-ground beef to our crispy fried, golden onion wings, savory wings, and mouth-watering chicken fried steaks, everything is made fresh to order. It's no wonder Juicy seems to vote intense burger and beef cuts for 40 years running. Order your favorite Juicy style today. Download the Juicy's hamburger app and enjoy the tradition. Juicy's hamburgers, where tradition meets taste. Better solutions, better building comes from Louisiana Pacific, caring and involved corporate residents. Friends and neighbors in Panola County are the foundation of business at Louisiana Pacific, delivering high-performance building products in the area. You know these folks. You know them from church, civic clubs, as volunteers in the work they do in the community, and at Louisiana Pacific. Good people in good company with you and Louisiana Pacific. Farmers State Bank, a name no one can depend on. We're your neighbors and community partners. We're committed to meeting the financial needs by providing banking solutions to your mortgage, commercial, or personal loans. With 118 years of service to our community, we're part of your local rodeos, 4-H, and festivals. We want you to know that we're here for you. Visit us at FSBCTX.Bank or come see us today. Farmers State Bank, improving lives and fulfilling dreams. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
All right, we're back here at the Nat Camp Complex. Incidentally, the weather that we gave you earlier, sponsored by County Judge Roger McLean. Saw Judge McLean today at the station. Judge Roger McLean loves Panola County and is an avid supporter of the Carthage Bulldogs. Go Dogs. And if you didn't hear it earlier, it's 82 degrees here in Gilmer. Supposedly the wind is out of the southeast at 2 miles per hour. From the flag in center field, that's about right. It's just barely stirring. 2 balls, no strikes on the leadoff hitter. This pitch is popped up on the right side. Right fielder Legrone coming in. He's there, and 2 hands it for out number 1. So Vineyard pops out to right field for the first out of the inning. And that'll bring up Klein Lindsay, another right-handed hitter. Chokes up a little over an inch on the bat. Swings and misses at strike 1. Cade Moore, senior right-hander on the mound. Here's the 0-1. High. 1-1 the count. It'll be Vineyard, Lindsay, and Lang here in the bottom of the first for Gilmer. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Carthage in their gray road uniforms with red letters and numbers trimmed in white. Here's the 1-2. Strike 3 call, got him. Lindsay called out on strikes. 2 up, 2 down, and Ryder Lang, the third baseman, comes up now for the Gilmer Buckeyes. And the Gilmer Buckeyes are in a white pinstripe uniform. And this ball is hit to center field. Center fielder coming on. Ritter is there, and 1 hands it for out number 3. So 2 zeros on the board here in the first inning. No score, and we go to the top of the second. And for the Bulldogs, we'll see Brooks Soap, Cade Moore, and Cade Ross coming to the plate. No score here in Gilmer. Back after this 90-second break. 90 seconds.
When making important decisions, it's reassuring to count on people you know. First State Bank and Trust Company is that group of people offering home loans or everyday depository needs. First State Bank and Trust is recognized as being among the most reliable, strongest banks, as determined by our nation's leading bank rating firm and our Financial Incorporated. It's a 5-star rated bank of people you know, always innovating for your changing financial needs. Member FDIC equal housing lender, First State Bank and Trust. Country at its best, the Carthage town motto, and access to health care rivaling that of bigger cities is a big reason life is so good here, with UT Health at the heart of the community. Find round-the-clock emergency treatment in the Level 4 Trauma Center, advanced radiology and imaging technology, specialists for cardiology, family medicine, internal medicine, and pediatrics. Your medical need is met with personalized attention found only in a close-knit community. Health care at its best right here, UT Health Carthage. If your oil and gas operations need the best in flowback services, you need Razor Services Inc. out of Gary, Texas. You can trust the experienced team at Razor Services Inc. for all your flowback services. Just call co-owners Blake Young at 903-692-2535 or Brian Scott at 936-572-0724, whose teams are on the cutting edge of flowback services. Razor Services Inc. Gary, Texas.
1 the count. Here's the 0-1 pitch to him. In there for strike 2 call. If you missed it, and I tell you what, it didn't last very long. The top half of the first inning, the Bulldogs went down 1-2-3 on 5 pitches. Here's the 0-2. Now our broadcast position is almost on the first baseline so we are not behind the plate by any stretch of the imagination. Here's the 1-2 pitch coming up, 1-2, and this one's high, 2-2. So it'll be Soap, Moore, and Ross here in the top of the second. These 2 teams will meet Friday night at Bulldog Park in Carthage. This one, ground ball right side. First baseman to his right has it, and with the toss to the pitcher covering, and he tags Soap out. So Soap is out 3-1 to start the second inning. That was a ground ball on the right side, and the second baseman would have to go a long way to get to it. I don't think he could have gotten it. And so the first baseman, had to go to his right, come up with that ground ball, the bouncer, about on the third hop. And that meant that the pitcher had to cover, and he got over there in time. Okay, 1-0 on Cade Moore. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Inside 2-0. So Carthage went down in order in the first inning. Gilmer the same in the bottom half of the first. That is low. And the count now is 3-0. So 3-0 on Cade Moore with Cade Ross on deck. Here's a 3-0. Strike one call. So both pitchers had a trouble-free first inning. Strike two call. So Griffin, the Gilmer pitcher, was behind on the count 3-0, and now it's gone full at 3-2 to Moore. So a big 3-2 pitch on the way. Here it is. This one, ground ball, past the pitcher, going to be a tough play. Second baseman up with it, throws to first, and throws it away. That would have been an out right there. So you either got to rule that an infield single or an error on the second baseman. Cade Moore, a heck of a pitcher and a good hitter too, but he's not the fastest guy on our team. And a good throw there had him. But it would have taken a great play. I tell you what, I'm going to give him an infield single. Of course, the final say on that rests with head coach John Goodwin. Now Cade Ross, the batter. There goes the runner from first. Throw down to second. He is going to be out at second base. Andrew Gwynn thrown out by a wide margin there. Andrew Gwynn trying to steal second and was thrown out. That may be the last time that we try to steal second in the ball game. That was a perfect throw by the Gilmer catcher. That pitch is outside, and the count now is 1-1. That was a perfect throw, right on the money, and Gwynn was out by 10 feet. That's inside and low. You may be able to hear the Gilmer fans moaning and groaning about that call. They didn't like it. 2-1 the count. Griffin, a deliberate worker. Here's the 2-1. Low ball 3. So a ground out infield single by Moore, and then Andrew Gwynn running for Moore, thrown out trying to steal. So the base is empty and 2 down. Here's a 3-1 in there for a strike. So the count now is 3-2 to Cade Ross. Gilmer 3-2 in district. That one's low, ball 4. All right, so now Caden Ritter comes up. Ritter, a right-handed hitter, center fielder. He was the first varsity player ever to hit a ball out of, first varsity Carthage player to hit a ball out of Bulldog Park earlier this year. Cade Moore became number 2 in the last ball game against Chapel Hill. Griffin looks at the runner, comes to the plate. A little bit low and inside, ball 1. Cade Ross on first. Remember now, we had a runner thrown out trying to steal earlier in the inning. That pitch is outside, and the count now is 2-0. We're coming to you live from the Matt Camp Sports Complex. I'll explain something about Matt Camp a little bit later. Here's a 2-0. There's a strike. 2-1 the count now. Here's the 2-1. Swung on and missed. Strike two. Griffin doesn't come sidearm, and he doesn't come submarine, but just a little bit of both. Not a pronounced submarine or sidearmer. That pitch is a little bit low, not much. 3-2 count, and so now Ross will be off with the pitch. And if you're Cade Ross, and I'm sure Giancarlo Palacios is telling him this, don't start early. Don't start too early. There he goes. Here's a 3-2 high ball 4. So Ross walked on a 3-2 pitch. Ritter walks on a 3-2 pitch. And so now first and second for Carthage. So whereas Griffin only threw 5 pitches in the first inning, he's well over 5 in this inning. Here's the pitch to Leach, in there for a strike. River Leach, the third baseman, just a freshman. Here's the pitch. That pitch is high and inside. Ball 1. River had a brother that graduated, I guess a couple of years ago now. And then Dylan Leach, the oldest of those 3 boys, graduated several years ago, went on to play college ball. This pitch is fouled back into the screen. Dylan, I believe, was a senior in the pandemic year. I think he was a senior on the 2020 team. Boy, that was an outstanding team, and we were off to a great start, and then that came to a sudden end in the middle of March. Here's the pitch. This one is lined into center field. That one's going to be down for a hit. And the runner's rounding third, going to try to score, and he will score, and it's up 1-0 Carthage. Had to wait there because that was a line drive to center by River Leach, and the center fielder coming on dove for it. And I really couldn't tell from here whether he caught it or not, but the base ump quickly gave the safe signal. And so that scores Ross from second base with the first run of the ball game for the Bulldogs. And going around to third is Caden Ritter. And Hunter Leach, not Hunter, but River Leach. River is on first with an RBI single. Way to go, River. That ball was hit like a bullet. All right, so now we're down to the bottom of the order in Blayton Legrone. Legrone, right-handed hitter, crouches up at the plate. Here's the pitch to him. This one fouled off, third base side. Bulldogs are in the third base dugout. Boy, Gilmer has done a terrific job with this field. This is a grass field. And when I first walked up, I thought it was going to be grass, and I had to look at it for just a second to make sure it was, or that it is, I should say. Here's the 0-1, and that's ball 1. Beautiful grass field. Well manicured. Here's the stretch by Griffin. Looks at the runner at third, the 1-1. Strike 2 call. Blayton Legrone, the batter. Blayton had a big defensive play in the Chapel Hill series. He threw out a runner at the plate to end the inning. Here's the 1-2. This one is lined into center field for a base hit. That will bring in another run, and the Dogs lead it 2-0 here. Blayton Legrone with a line drive single to center. And he picks up an RBI. As Ritter comes in to score, Caden Ritter, and it's 2-0 Carthage here in the top of the second. And again, the pitches are mounting here for Dylan Griffin. No, that's not Griffin. Excuse me, it's Klein Lindsay. Pardon me, not Griffin. That pitch is high and outside, ball one. The pitcher is Klein Lindsay. My apologies to the Lindsay family. Okay, this is Martinez up now. 1-0 on him. So Lindsay looks back at the runner at second. Taking his time now to the plate. In there for a strike. 1-1 now to Martinez, who flied out to left his first time up. Maddox, a right-handed batter. Slightly open stance up at the plate. Holds the bat at the very end. Here's the 1-1. Gets past the catcher all the way back to the screen, and both runners move up. So that'll be a wild pitch. Moving Leach to third and Legrone to second. So now the Bulldogs, with a 2-0 lead, have a chance here, a base hit, and all of a sudden it's 4-zip. Griffin now working with runners at second and third with 2 down. 2-1 to Martinez. All right, Griffin looks back at second. Now to the plate. Here's the 2-1. Strike 2 call. They have really dressed up this field in the last couple of years. Again, the grass surface is outstanding here. Here's the 2-2 pitch. This one swung on and fouled back into the screen. 315 feet down the lines here at Bulldog Park. It is 330. 380 to center field, and that's exactly what it is at Bulldog Park. So this is a deep center field. Not as deep down the lines at 315. 2-2 the count. Here's a 2-2. High, ball 3. I'll give you his pitch count at the end of this inning, but it's going to be up there. He's definitely in the 20s by now. 3-2 on Martinez. 2 away. Here's the 3-2. This one hit into right field. Right fielder going over to his left and leans over to make the catch. A one-handed grab. So Martinez lines to right. And we go now to the bottom of the second. Carthage up 2-0. We'll be back for the bottom of the second after this 60-second break.
If your oil and gas operations need the best in flowback services, you need Razor Services Inc. out of Gary, Texas. You can trust the experienced team at Razor Services Inc. for all your flowback services. Just call co-owners Blake Young, 903-692-2535, or Brian Scott at 936-572-0724, whose teams are on the cutting edge of flowback services. Razor Services Inc., Gary, Texas. Safety champion and still a leader in the safety OQ industry that specializes in pipeline compliance for contractors, operators, individuals working in the oil and gas industries nationwide. Info welcomes the toughest challenges that our clients present, and we pride ourselves in always exceeding their expectations. Anywhere we're needed makes Intel a desirable choice. Online at intelsafety.com or call us at 888-750-8800. Intel Safety.
The second, incidentally, for Klein Lindsay, and remember it's Lindsay who is the starting pitcher, not Dylan Griffin. The reason I got confused there is because Dylan Griffin wears number 1 on his jersey, but position for the pitcher is number 1. So I was looking at the number column, the number of the jersey, and found number 1 instead of looking at the position number. That's the mistake I made. Okay, so Dylan Griffin, the catcher, wearing number 1, leads off and takes ball 1. Here's the 1-0 to him. This one hit well to left field, and it is going to be caught out there as Cal Preston only had to make a couple of steps to his left and two-hands it for out number 1. So Griffin lines out to left for the first out. So I was about to say Klein Lindsey, who only threw 5 pitches in the first inning, he threw 37 in the second inning. That pitch is low to Chevy Edwards. So we play in the bottom of the second. Carthage up 2-0. 1 out, nobody on. This pitch is swung on and fouled into the mitt of Brooks Soap behind the plate. 1-1 the count. The defensive setup for Carthage. Cade Moore on the mound. Brooks Soap behind the plate. This pitch swung on and missed. Strike 2. River Leach is at third. Sam Watson at short. Maddox Martinez, the second baseman, and Cade Moore at first. Here's the windup and the 1-2. Low, 2-2. The outfield has Cal Preston in left, Caden Ritter in center, and Blayton Legrone in right. The windup, the 2-2. This one hit well to left field. Preston going back. He's there, and one hands it. Or actually, two hands it. Nice play there by Cal Preston. Boy, I tell you, there's some fielders that when the ball is hit their direction, you have total confidence that they're going to make the play if they can get to it. And he's got great speed to get to it, and he's the guy that I automatically think of, boy, if it's headed his way, you can just write it down. It's going to be an out. Outstanding outfielder. 1-0 now to Zach Turner. Oh, where was that one? Wow. That looked pretty good from here, but we're not right behind the plate. Turner is the shortstop. Moore with the 2-0. This one, foul back, out of play. And that, Shamal, that is headed toward vehicle territory right there. That's why I moved my truck, okay? Here's the 2-1. This one, foul down the first baseline. Again, a beautiful grass field here. We may not see another grass field as nice as this one in the district. Here's the 2-2. This one popped up right side. Martinez calling for it at second, and one hands it for out number 3. So for the second straight inning, the Gilmer Buckeyes go down in order. We go to the top of 3. It's Carthage 2 and Gilmer nothing. Back with the top of 3, and leading off the Dogs will be Sam Watson, and that'll happen after this 60-second break.
Savings in 2024. Look to East Texas Professional Credit Union. They have a variety of plans and specials that can help you reach your goals. Just stop by any of the 21 locations of East Texas Professional Credit Union for all the details. Watch your money grow with East Texas Professional Credit Union. Federally insured by NCUA. You know where to go when you need a set of tires. That's Carthage Service Center. But did you know where to go if your car or truck needs repair or a tune-up? That's Carthage Service Center as well. Carthage Service Center, located at 2003 West Panola, open from 7:30 to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday, offering state-of-the-art diagnostic equipment and the best trained staff in East Texas. Give them a call at 693-6688. Their goal is to deliver quality auto repair service to you and your vehicle. Home-owned and home-operated at Carthage Service Center.
Top of 3 here in Gilmer. Sam Watson leads off, the shortstop, left-handed hitter. He lined out to center his first time up. Lynn